Hello everybody, my name is Dvrtex and I welcome you to episode 2 of Let's Play Kerbal Space Program. In our first episode, we built our first rockets, and even though we had some technical glitches and things not going exactly as planned, we were able to get some valuable science data from our mission and unlocked new parts from our tech tree to build a better rocket in this episode. So, let us head off to the vehicle assembly building to build our rocket. Okay, so here we are in the vehicle assembly building, and as you guys can see, I've sped up the video to 4 times speed to slightly skip past the building part of the episode, because I think you guys are a little more interested in seeing the actual flight instead of me just building a very simple rocket. The design this time, since we have those stack decouplers, we'll be able to make a staged rocket, which will perform much better than our previous solid rocket booster miracle whatever thing it was. So I made a command pod which has all the science push to orbit stage and the launch stage with these 3 fuel tanks and KW rocketry solid rocket boosters. And these fins are an essential part of our rocket this time, since we want that stability that those fins can give us. And the name of our craft this time is ICRA, which stands for I Can Reach Awesomeness. And our pilot is Barim, our veteran Kerbal, who piloted the first craft to mid-atmospheric heights. Okay, so here we are, and Barim is happy to be on board our craft once again and getting ready to launch. Our rocket is not falling over, which is a good thing. Let's put SAS on and launch this beast. Yes, and we are accelerating slower than I expected. Apparently those solid rocket boosters are not nearly as powerful as the KSP vanilla ones. I think they had around 200 or 300 thrust. I'm guessing these ones only have like 75 thrusts per booster, so there is a slight difference in thrust. But it's accelerating well enough. I had to use the main engine a bit there to help it accelerate. And we're up to 8.5 kilometers, and now we ditch our empty boosters and accelerate to maximum throttle with our main engine. So up we go. Barim is terrified. Oh, he does not like to fly, it seems. Or then he just doesn't know where he's going, because that small window up there doesn't really show that much. But our rocket is performing much better than I expected after the launch down there. Since it accelerated so slowly with the solid rocket boosters, I was not expecting it to fly this high and actually be this fuel efficient. That engine is pretty good, but the problem right now is that it is not turning as I want it to. I realized right now that these fins are non-steerable. They're very solid and they will not turn in any direction. So the only torque we have, only force turning our rockets, is the small force generated by our command pod, which is a very small force indeed. Now the atmosphere is getting thinner up here. The rocket is turning easier than down there, but it's still I need to, as you can see down on the left lower corner, I am really using pretty extreme steering to tip the rockets on its side. But it's still performing pretty well, so I'm happy with it. And it's starting to look like we might actually make it to orbit. We'll definitely make it up to space, and we might make it to orbit. I'm very hopeful. Barim is still looking terrified. Don't worry, little green guy. We're gonna save you. We're gonna get you down safely back to the surface of Kerbal, so that you can take part in another great adventure in the future, hopefully. Okay, we're at 45 kilometers, and now the rocket is getting much easier to steer. The atmosphere, as it's getting thinner, there's less aerodynamic forces keeping the rocket straight. So the torque from the pod is enough to turn the rocket. And there we ditched our launch stage a little while ago. We're doing some science here. Taking that science, keeping it, and taking a crew report, and oh. Okay, I guess we'll just discard that data for now, since 0 scientific value is not that much. Okay, 60. Yes, we're definitely going to space. Our apoapse is way above the atmosphere, and we've got quite a bit of fuel left, so we might actually make it to orbit this time, which is pretty good. Look at that thing. Let's take some more science. And, whoa, that's good. Let's keep that data. Let's now take our crew report. Yes, that's much better than before. Let's transmit that, since we get 100% scientific value from the transmission. And let's... Yes, I'll have to keep my fuel showing all the time. So, still have a tank of fuel left. We're doing pretty well. Doing quite well right now. Yes, EVA time. Okay, let's, oh, what is this? Radiation levels? I haven't seen this before. I guess this is a new port of 0.23, or it might be part of the Interstellar mod, or... I'm not sure, but I have not seen the radiation thing before. But let's take our samples and our reports here. And no, not the samples. Let's take our report, since it's fairly difficult to take a sample of space, because space is well, on this game it's pretty full of nothing. In reality, space is it's everything but nothing. There is radiation, there is space dust, particles, everything, oops, flying around. I just dropped my pen. I like to fiddle with stuff when I'm recording these post-commentaries. It helps me concentrate. And occasionally I drop the object I'm holding in my hands, spinning between my fingers, and oh well. So, we're close to apoapse, AP marker, and burning to even out our orbit, and just waiting to see that periapse. Yes, there it is, and we have reached stable orbit. We are officially out of the atmosphere of Kerbal, and that is our first orbital flight. Congratulations, Barum, you made it. Just evening this off a little bit to make it, well, it doesn't have to be evened out, but I just like to fine-tune these a little bit. There's like, I didn't go all OCD on trying to get it exact periapse, apoapse. Sometimes I've spent a long time trying to just even out the orbit and make the periapse and apoapse even, get that little twitching effect on the marker on the map mode, the space mode. So here we are in orbit. I've actually never ever been this successful with my space missions, because usually I blow up at least 10 rockets before I make it to space, or to a stable orbit. Because I don't really reuse my designs. I usually just I make a completely new design for every mission. I very rarely use the same launchers or same craft, which I'm going to try to do on this series. I'm going to try to reuse the successful craft and successful rockets and launch stages. Oh look, the moon's over there. We're gonna go there hopefully in next episode, but right now I'm just speeding forward, trying to get us into a good position to try to land as close to the space center as possible. I know there are different biomes here on Kerbal, and all of them, I should probably explore all of them. But I'm going to do that with aircraft instead of rockets, and I'm just going to practice landing all these crafts as close to the space center as possible. And before when I was playing this, like I think that around here is pretty good for between these two continents, in the middle of the ocean is pretty good aiming spot if you're going for the space center. I could be mistaken, I don't remember, but I'm gonna go for that this time. And I'm gonna just time warp until we hit the atmosphere, hoping to see those re-entry effects soon. I really love the effects, and I like the effects when flying supersonic aircrafts, because it gives this feeling that you're going super fast, you're going really fast, Mach 4, with these flames engulfing your entire airplane. Just love the effects, and I was going to use Deadly Reentry, but then I remembered I'm very poor at designing spacecraft, so I just went only with the Ferrum Airspace, because I actually wanted to bring these guys down alive instead of roasted in a burnt up tin can. So we're way into the atmosphere right now, and no re-entry effects yet. I guess the atmosphere is not thick enough to give us a spectacular fire show just yet. Probably should start braking soon. I can see the mountains there ahead, and the space center is right behind them. Yes, I'm gonna start braking right now a little bit, try to adjust our trajectory since we have all that extra fuel. Probably could have even gone for the moon with some just adjusting the launch trajectory and everything. I could have probably tried to get a free return trajectory, but I just decided not to risk it, because I'm not a very fuel efficient person, as you will probably see in future episodes. I tend to completely over-design my rockets and overuse them so inefficiently that I sometimes even end up running out of fuel in distant locations. Now, trying to brake a little more, we're probably going to overshoot the space center a bit, and probably gonna miss it a little bit, so I'd better adjust our trajectory sideways as well here. Barm is he looks okay. Doesn't look terrified. He looks like he's gonna survive this. He has the confidence that I can bring him down alive in one piece. And there, now we have the re-entry effects I was hoping to see. Oh, look at that. I really love those. I said it before, but I really love the effects. I wish there were oh yes, there's the other effect too. The after this re-entry effect, you have I think it's the Mach effects, the white cloud engulfing your ship, which should show up right now. Yes, there it is. I like the speed effects, I really do. Can't get enough of them. Okay. Ooh, oh yes, I had completely forgotten I had that separator between my fuel tanks and command pod. So I actually thought I was going to use the parachute there, going to deploy the parachute and use the engine to slow us down, but apparently we're not going to be able to do that. But we're going to just do a basic landing and screenshot time right now. I like to take screenshots of my missions. I have a photo gallery on Steam with over 200 pictures of all the missions I've done, successes and failures. I might upload them somewhere and maybe even just make a photo slideshow on YouTube. I'm not sure. Possibly. So here we're going down. The chute deployed correctly, and Barham is, oh, he's happy to be in one piece. I would be too. Yeah, I'm gonna move this out of the way, this thingy up here, because, well, it was in the way a little bit. It was bothering me because it was in the middle of those two up there, and it was on top of the keythane tab in the map mode. Let's accelerate time a little bit, just to get down quicker and end the mission and gather our science. And we're just about landed. There. Touchdown! Oh, second successful mission in a row. This is unbelievable. I've never done 2 successful missions at the beginning of a game before. I'm really happy. Let's take those, take that data from the surface and EVA, take our surface samples and EVA reports. There, looks like dirt. Yep, it does. EVA reports, and no, we probably didn't need those spacesuits down here after all, since I think Kerbal has a fairly breathable atmosphere. So let's plant our flag. I dropped my pen again. Let's plant our flag and let's name it ICRA-1 landing site. And well, second successful mission. First stable orbit reached. Whatever. I actually can't see what I wrote there on my editor. My editor is showing a very poor quality video for me right now, so I have to just guess what I wrote on that. I'm having trouble with my software. A lot of trouble. I'm slowly going to fix all the trouble. My microphone is the biggest problem for me right now. It is a very, very, very cheap microphone, as you probably can hear. And once I get some money, I'm gonna invest on a studio microphone, hopefully a cheap one, just to get a better audio quality. So let's recover our vessel and get that science. Now, wow, that's a good amount of science, I'd say. Good amount of science. This is a very successful mission, and I believe with this science we'll be able to unlock a lot of new parts from our tech tree. And yeah, next time we'll be able to go even further and even farther. Yeah, that's the same thing. Even further and gather more science. Gather more science and unlock more parts, and just get on with our mission of exploration of new worlds and planets and places, and maybe even hunt down some secrets, some Easter eggs hidden around the Kerbal universe. Yes. So, unlocking these things is going to be important. Just checking through all the stuff I have here. I probably should unlock these two, this one and the other one. I'm not sure. This is important since, well, I have all these scanners. I have a map scan satellites mod on this, which helps you map the surface, and actually it shows you all the Easter eggs, because I'm too lazy to go out there and try to find them on my own. So we have all those, and then we have this science equipment and the transmitters, and those are really important. And here we have general rocketry with more engines and more solid boosters, small ones, and we have the gimbaling engine, which is very important to help us steer those rockets with our non-steerable fins. So we'll actually be able to adjust our launch trajectory to be much better than we had last time, so we don't have to rely on our small tiny pod to turn our big craft in the atmosphere. This one has the twin nozzle jets, more fuel tanks, more solid rocket boosters, and this radial thruster, which I like to use on my landers. I unlocked those two, and I don't really have the science to unlock anything else right now. I'm just checking through these to see what I've got, what I should maybe unlock next. Batteries are really important. Other stuff is not that important, but we unlocked a fair bit of new stuff, and I'm pretty confident we can go to the moon in next episode. At least we'll try to go to the moon and get more science. I'm pretty happy with how this series has started. I'm sorry about the long delay between the first and second episode. I was preoccupied with a lot of school stuff and applying to different part-time jobs. But I've got those things settled right now, and I'll be able to continue the series, make more episodes more frequently. Now I'm running out of time for this episode. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you in the next episode.